I'm excited you guys are back again for another coffee talk where I curate some of my favorite coffee and leadership talks from some of my favorite people. Hope you're blessed. Today we're drinking some Kingdom coffee. This is actually a roaster that's local to where I'm at, actually in Springfield, Missouri. I just remember when they were a coffee shop and they just sold other people's coffee. And then I remember when they started slowly introducing their own roast. And now, man, they make a really good coffee. This is another Ethiopian. I love Ethiopian coffees. I like a lot more of that fruit flavors more than the caramel. This one doesn't have a lot of punch to it. It's really clean though. Really smooth. It is a nice coffee just to sip. So check them out. And today we begin talking with Dale Carnegie, how to win friends and influence people. And it's all about, am I a decent type of person that can attract people and bring help to people? I want to add value to people. Here's what Dale says. He says, as leaders, we got to speak to where people are at the most. And this is where people are at the most. They want to be great. They want to feel important, and they want to be appreciated. Like that's what people want. They want to feel great, right? Like you want to feel like you're good and like you're a contributor. You want to feel important. You want to feel appreciated. And in this book, Dale kind of shares a story about this woman that's actually in a mental institute. She's literally now clinically insane. She came from a very rough marriage. It was abusive. She had no children. But while there, she concocted a whole new life for herself. She was an English aristocrat, married to this wonderful man. She had these wonderful children. Like she created a whole new life for herself. And when asked to the doctors, have you told her the truth that that's not really her life? He goes, why would I want to spoil the joy that she is feeling? And here's what Dale says, and I just was so taken back by it. He says, some people are so hungry for a feeling of importance that they actually go insane to get it. Imagine what miracle you and I can achieve by giving people honest appreciation this side of insanity. Think about that. Think about what kind of miracle and what kind of a life-giving person we could be if we could meet the very core of who people are. They want to be appreciated. They want to feel like they're valued. They want to feel like they're important. Unfortunately, most leaders and most people, that's not what we do. We spend most of our time criticizing or picking out all the areas you need to fix in your life. We feel like it's our job to go around and hunt all the problems and point them out to you. And I have to admit, very embarrassingly, man, in my younger years leadership, I was horrible at this. Like I wasn't necessarily the guy that always chewed you out, but I was the guy that always had something you needed to change, something you need to fix. And I would tell myself I'm doing it with the right heart. And I wasn't doing it to destroy people, but I was destroying people because they felt like they could never match up or be good enough in their life. And then as I grew in my years, I kind of moved into a second phase of unhealth where maybe I didn't criticize as much, but I also didn't have a healthy balance with appreciation either, right? There was no balance. I maybe not criticized you, but I wasn't very expressive with how I appreciated you. And if I would tell you I liked something, there wasn't a lot of enthusiasm there, or I just didn't do it at all. And I found myself actually hurting a lot more people than helping a lot more people. And that kind of is an unfortunate place. Now, here's what you're gonna have to understand. We gotta be intentional with this. Because if we're gonna just walk in our natural instincts, unfortunately, your natural instincts are gonna look inward, not outward. Your natural instincts is only gonna think about you and yourself because, like it or not, at the core of who we are, we're selfish. Like people are selfish at the core. We think we're the star of the movie of our life, right? It's why when you get a picture, what do? You look for yourself first because that's what we think. So as leaders, we have to be intentional and conscious to look outwards and think about how other people are feeling. Charles Schwab has a really great quote I wanted to read for you. He says, I've yet to find the person, however great or exalted his station, who did not do better work and put forth greater effort under a spirit of approval than he would ever do under a spirit of criticism. Isn't that a beautiful quote? Charles says that he actually gets very anxious. He gets very excited to give praise, and he loathes, despises finding fault in people. He says, actually, one of the quickest ways to kill the morale of your people is to go around and just criticize them. And it's the quickest way to halt their production. He says, but one of the greatest ways to actually get them motivated to do better work and more work is because you give them honest appreciation and honest praise. So he says, I'd like to go around and hunt out ways I can celebrate people, hunt out ways I can reward people, hunt out ways where I can make people understand how great and how valued they are. So listen, honest appreciation, right? We're not doing it fake. We're not trying to manipulate. We're not just doing it because that's our job. We honestly see good things in people. We call it out. Guess what you're doing? You're meeting the core of who they are. Now all of a sudden, you start seeing a motivation inside them. Be honest with your children. They crave your honest appreciation. Man, you did awesome. You're amazing. I'm proud. Be honest with your spouse. I can't believe all the things you do, man. Look how amazing you are. Look how wonderful you are. You knocked it out. And be honest with your peers and those you lead. I couldn't do it without you. I saw you do this. You went above me. I saw how your team is performing there. Oh my goodness. Listen, when you do that, guess what? What gets rewarded gets repeated, but it also elevates their soul. All right, guys. Hoping you're enjoying some coffee talks. We got some good coffee coming your way and some good leadership talks coming up. Love you guys. Pray God's peace.